I've always heard that Rajputs are very conservative about at least their girl child and everything, but it didn't seem like when I met your
choice was concerned. It was always said कि नहीं Aditi heroine banegi bas.
Your audition for Guppedantha shocked a lot of people. So what did you actually do?
Their Telugu used to be like fat. And I used to be like, God, what am I going to do? And I start. Asali the ento telsa time bomb చెవి దెరగపెట్టి గంటలు మాట్లాడటం నీ బ్రెయిన్ ని మైక్రోవేవ్ చేస్తుంది దీనిలోని రేడియేషన్ అని నరనరాలలోకి రక్తకణాలని చంపుకుంటూ అప్పుడప్పుడు హెడేక్ వస్తుందా ఇద్దరికి ఫస్ట్ స్టేజ్ కన్ఫర్మ్ నెక్స్ట్ థుష్ and after that all of the faces were like what just happened?
Are you a sucker for romance?
I am a hopeless romantic,
Yeah?
to be very honest.
Yeah?
So I love romance. If like even when I watch films, you know, I'll actually go like, oh, like that kind of stuff. It's -2, -4 degrees. And Vinod sir shouts, Sai, Aditi, jump into the water. And we were like, what? And we jumped into the water and it was freezing cold. But it was so beautiful to go up there because you don't actually do that.
So what was your mom's reaction then?
My mom, there was this bridge that you could overlook to the waterfall. And my mom literally, she was like this, hi meri bachchi to gayi, aaj wo wapas nahi aa rahi, utaro, niche, oh mama. So I was like, Mom.
So would you want to sing for me?
Yeah, sure I can.
Yeah.
Akash mein ayushuga chigurinchina itoli prema ha wo 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 ha wo wo.
Hi Aditi, thanks for being
Hi.
on the show. Such a
My
pleasure to
pleasure.
meet you. And so Guppedantha Prema is up for release and
Yes.
it marks your acting debut. So were you always fascinated by films?
Always. I don't remember even one day of my life where I have decided that I do not want to be an actress. So since I was exposed to films at a very young age. So I was not a kid who watched cartoons or animated stuff. I always watched films. So VTV chalta tha, MTV chalta tha, and all those kind of stuff. So I always knew that that is where I belong and that's what I want to do.
So which means you always dreamt about being in films. I also understand that you have a little connection with films. Your dad
Yeah.
acted in films earlier.
Yeah.
So could you talk about?
My dad basically, his debut film was Dayavan, which was the remake of Naikan, the Tamil film with Kamal Hassan sir.
Right.
So he had a cameo role. It was a good role where he was Vinod Khanna sir's son. So that was his first film. And then later his solo debut was with Kimi Kadkar and Padmini Kolhapuri, and he was the main lead. So which was a very good break at that time. So he went on and he was a very good actor. He was really appreciated. And later he did Deewana Mujhse Nahi with Amir Khan and Madhuri Dixit as a parallel lead.
Wow.
But later he had a lot of responsibilities to, you know, take care of and his business, family business, and then he fell in love with my mom and he wanted to get married to her. So he then moved on from this industry and went into the family business.
Right.
So you say somewhere or the other the spark is there.
Right. So I understand your mom also has played a cameo in Guppedantha. So
Yeah, you can say that I'm debuting with my mom.
right.
Yeah, so this was actually a coincidence because she was all the time with me when you were doing the workshop and everything. So somewhere my director Garu Vinod sir, he noticed that chemistry. So he was like that, why bring another actor on board when we have such a good chemistry already happening?
Right.
So then he requested mom, and mom was reluctant at first, but then, you know, we all said no, you got to do it.
Right.
And she actually said yes, and she went ahead being my mom in the film.
Right. So does that feel special, acting, sharing the screen space?
It feels amazing. It feels very special. I feel very lucky because it's very rare that it happens.
Right.
You know, you only see it with star kids and everything happening. But for me, as a first film, and then my mom being my mom on screen, it was a beautiful, because we didn't have to act. It was naturally whatever was coming.
Right.
If it was anger, if it was love, or she's giving me some advice. It was very natural because that's how we are.
Right.
So it was a beautiful thing sharing my screen space with mom.
Right. So I learned that you come from a Rajput family. So
Yeah.
I've always heard that Rajputs are very conservative about at least their girl child and everything. But it didn't seem like when I met your mom. So
Yeah.
was it easy for you to actually take the call about being in this industry?
The call was taken the day I was born, I think. My mom always wanted me to become an actress.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, she always, you say na, a mother has an intuition when the child is born. So she always, and when I grew up also, she knew that, that is where my interests were. I wanted to learn Kathak, so I got into classical dancing, continued it for 9 years.
Right.
Then I went on doing theatre.
Right.
There were school teachers who said that, oh, she's very good in acting, she's good on stage. So with time, she got more confident that, yeah, she's going to do it. And I don't think I had any restrictions or anything as such as far as this choice was concerned. It was always set, ke nahi, Aditi heroine banegi bas.
Right.
So it was always there.
So there were no acting lessons at all?
No, I wanted to get into acting lessons, but before I could, I did theatre, I did a few plays, and later when I wanted to get into a commercial acting school, how they have in Bombay, I got this offer.
Right.
So I was asked to come and audition and do a little, workshop with them. So I was like, yeah, why not? I might get something to learn very practically rather than, just going to a class and doing it.
Yeah.
So then I kept that idea on hold and I came here. And when I came here, so I felt that, acting is not something that someone can teach you. You can go, you can learn the basics, you can learn the rules and everything. But my father says that acting is not inherited, it's inherent. And it's given by God.
Interesting.
So that's what I believe in.
Right. So I heard your audition for Guppedantha shocked a lot of people. So what did you actually do?
Well, since I was the only girl from Mumbai, there were 2 or 3 Telugu girls along with me who were auditioning for the same thing. So we didn't have a lot of interaction, but we obviously, when you have back-to-back auditions or sessions, you do bump into each other. So they always had this feeling that why is this Mumbai girl coming, and what is she going to do, how is she going to do the language. So it's not her cup of tea kind of thing. So I was very nervous because I didn't know the language, and when I used to hear them audition, their Telugu used to be like fat, 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 fat. And I used to be like, God, what am I going to do? But later then I said that, nothing is impossible. For me, I am this, I don't know how to give up. That's a good thing and a bad thing at times. So I was like, I'm going to do this. So I was given this Nitya Menon's piece from Alamud Lendi, where they sit in the chocolate room and she talks about how a mobile phone is not good for health.
Yeah. And she is your favorite as well.
And she is one of my favorites. Like, I love her work. I love the way she is on screen. So I entered the room, and that day, it was the final day, I think, where it was shortlisting was going to happen. So the girls are sitting on 3-4 chairs, and I'm sitting on one chair, and the director comes and he's like, chalo, start. He's like, did you do it? So I was like, yes sir, I did. And I was really nervous. So they're okay, I got to do this. So I sit, and they're like, they're all chilled out, okay, oh, she's not going to do it. And I start. Asali di ento telsa, time bomb, చెవి దెరగపెట్టి గంటలు గంటలు మాట్లాడటం నీ బ్రెయిన్ ని మైక్రోవేవ్ చేస్తుంది. దీనిలోని రేడియేషన్ అని నరాలలోకి రక్తకణాలని చంపుకుంటూ అప్పుడప్పుడు హెడేక్ వస్తుందా? ఇద్దరికి ఫస్ట్ స్టేజ్ కన్ఫర్మ్. నెక్స్ట్ థుష్. And after that, all of the faces were like, what just happened? Who spoke? So then after that, I got a lot of confidence. I can do this. It's not that difficult,
Right.
Just I'll mug it up and then slowly I'll learn.
Right.
And that's what happened actually. And by grace of God, I got it, and
Right.
it's beautiful.
So did you have lessons to take before you started working on the project?
Yes, we had a 20-day workshop with
okay.
me and Sai Ronak, who's the hero, who plays you when I play Sandy.
Right.
So we had 20 days, like 9 to 9 rigorous workshops.
Okay.
So one of the best things was that when we went on set, it wasn't new to us what we were doing.
Right.
We already knew what we had to do.
Right.
So we could improvise a lot, do it our way and sort of stuff. And it was very time saving also, you can say. So that was one of the best things that we actually practiced and did a lot of rehearsals before shoot.
Right. So how did you get to know about this film? I mean,
The story
how did it come to
starts a
you?
long time back. I was this fat kid, okay, wanting to become an actress. And we were at this restaurant, and the producer, Giri Garu,
Right.
Giridhar Rao, he came and he saw me. And he didn't tell me that time, and he just, took a picture of me randomly and sent it to Vinod sir. So Vinod sir then said that if this girl loses weight, then there is a chance. So I was like, abhi chance mil raha hai, and just one thing, why to let it go? So I took it on myself and I was like, chalo, how much ever he wants me to lose, I'll give it my best. So time went on and I lost weight. And then I did a portfolio shoot, like a normal thing that you go about. And those pictures were sent to Vinod sir, and he was really impressed. And then he wanted me to lose more weight. So I was like, okay, I can do it. And then he's like, meantime, you come here, you audition the way you want to. Let me see what you got and if you can fit in. So that's how he went about it. So yeah,
So you lost what, 25 kgs in 1 year?
1 year, yeah.
Wow. And then you again lost 15 kgs for the film.
Yeah.
That's that's like shedding a lot, you understand.
I was 85, 90 kilos.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I
that's,
was a really fat kid.
so there has to be like some motivation for sure. So yeah.
It's just time, it's just how sequence of events happen. When you know that you got to do something, you got to do it. Otherwise, if you don't have that, that fire coming from within, then it takes time. You need to get the right click to go ahead with it.
Right.
So this is my click.
Interesting. So I understand you're pretty young. You're just 18. So
Yeah.
what did you study and how did you balance?
Yeah, I completed my studies from Jamnabai Nursery School, which is in Mumbai. So I was a complete geek. I always was into books, and if not, then I was singing or I was acting in school. That's it. I was not into those mischief and all of that stuff. I don't know what that is. Bunking class and all that I've never done. So I really studied hard. My mom was like, heroine banna, you do it. I have no issues. But I want your 12th and I want your 10th results to be good.
Right.
So that Wikipedia pe nobody says that you've not done good in your studies. So I studied really hard and I scored really well. I scored a 90 in my 10th, 90%.
Wow. Okay.
And I was very good in economics. So I had my name had come in the paper saying that she's topped. I broke a 3-year record. So in economics, that was good. And then now, my 12th I got 70, but I didn't have a lot of time to study because I was shooting. So that also mom said, padti to 90 to mil jata. I was like 70 mila khush raho.
Okay. Cool. Let's talk about Guppedantha. What's your role like in the film?
Well, Sandy is the name of my
Right.
character. She is this very, simple girl. Any Telugu girl, like your girlfriend or someone's friend or a sister is like that. So she comes from a very well-educated background, and she has been brought up with a lot of good morals and very valuable morals.
Right.
So she has that high sanskar, you can say.
Right.
And she regards her parents a lot, she regards the society a lot, and she is this girl which is very different from mine. My character is that her heart and head are always in one place. She's never like that she's here and her head is somewhere else or her heart is somewhere else. If she's somewhere, she's both ways there.
So you're saying you're not like that?
Yeah, I'm a very, I keep thinking about things, I'm curious about things. I'm very nostalgic to things. I get homesick at times. In terms, I like places. So if I stay for a longer time, it feels bad to go. So she's not that person.
Right.
She is a completely different person. Where she is heart, head, way, that way. So that was one thing which was very different from me. So she's that person, and it's about how this guy comes into her life and how he changes that quality about her. So sometimes the change is for good, sometimes for bad.
Right.
So it's about that, and the story is about how love. It's an out and out classy love story based in a college campus, engineering students. So it's got ambition in it. It's got a lot of love, lot of classy romance in it. It's got pure emotions in it. Something that I can say that when he was shooting, there is not one scene that I wouldn't have felt. Like I could feel what Sandy is feeling.
Right.
So it's that pure.
Right.
So the love, the pain, how time, distance, society have different roles in someone's love story.
Right.
So it's about that.
So are you a sanskari girl?
I am a sanskari girl. I actually am a very old school girl. You can say kapde modern hai, dil is old school. So yeah, I do carry a lot of morals that have been given to me. I respect it. I respect the society, and I respect everything that's around it,
Right.
all the people that are around it. So yeah, I am sanskari, you can say.
Right. So looking at the trailers, looks like a out and out love romantic film.
Yeah.
So are you a sucker for romance?
I am a hopeless romantic,
Yeah?
to be very honest.
Yeah.
I am this person, like obviously I've been brought up watching films, you know, and films to love story to hoti hi hai. But in a way, I am this very loving person. So I love romance. If like even when I watch films, you know, I'll actually go like, oh, like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I am a complete hopeless romantic for
Right.
sure.
So you said that Sandy is not quite like the Aditi. So
Yeah.
did you have to try really hard to get into the character?
It was initially, it was very hard because it's like a very big contrast. She
Right.
is this very, you know, composed and dignified, and you know,
Right.
she's silent. If there are things that she might not react to, which I may, you know, be like, what is going on types.
Right.
And I'm this really chirpy, bubbly, high on energy person. So there were times when, you know, they were like, calm down, like, you know, tone it down, tone it down. But obviously you get used to it, you get more into the character as the journey goes on.
Right.
So at one point of time, and then, you know, I inculcated Sandy into myself.
Right.
And then she became a part of myself. So then even when the film was over, there were some things that I grasped from her characteristics,
Right.
and I inculcated into myself. So
Right.
which is really good.
Right. So how was it with your co-star Sai? How was the experience?
With Sai, it was a madhouse. He's actually become one of my closest friends in today's time. He's my 3 a.m. buddy. I can call him at 3 o'clock and call him, prank him, do whatever. Like, I've got the entire rights to that. But out and out, I think you will see it on screen that we share a very close friendship bond, which is very necessary when you do a film, especially a debut film. So we became best friends. He's more, you know, attached to my mom than he's attached to me. He calls her mama. And there are times when they both gang up against me and shout at me and, you know, what are you doing? You got no brains, this and that. So we've become really close, and he's a really, he's a fun-loving guy. He's very open-minded, very fun-loving, very hard-working. There are times on sets, like, we've done every kind of prank possible, everything funny, everything is funny when you're on set.
Right.
So it was amazing actually.
How was the experience working with Vinod? You said that he was very particular about, you know, the minute details and
Yeah.
everything. So
It is one of, for us, for
Right.
the actors, it's one of the most torturous thing, but on screen it's the best thing that he has. He will not settle for 99%. He wants 100. And no matter what, no matter how you do it, no matter how the crew does it, he wants that 100%.
right.
And he is very clear about what he wants. When he's doing a scene, he knows that this should be like that should be like this. End of topic. Like, we could improvise obviously, but he was very clear in his head, which is a very good thing.
Right.
And he is a perfectionist.
Right.
Like, he wants perfect music, perfect hair, perfect makeup, perfect. Everything is perfect.
Right.
But that is what actually gives quality on screen. On when you watch it on a 70 mm or a 75 mm, that's what shows the quality. So I really feel that he's going to go a really long way because
Right.
he's amazing.
So was it easy for you to pick up the lines, because you said he was particular about the lip sync as well?
The one thing is that I was always good in studies, and I came from an ICSE board, so we had to rattle a lot of things. So first he said what he would do is he would give me voice notes in my phone, reading it out,
Right.
and then I would have the script in front of me in Roman English. So that's how I used to do it, and I used to mug it up.
Right.
But karte, because everyone was talking in that, so you know, you match word to word and
Yeah.
sentence to sentence. So I caught on to a lot of Telugu. So I
Right.
know when you talk Telugu, I can understand what you're speaking. It's a little difficult, obviously, for me to communicate at this point of time
Yeah.
fluently. But yeah, I do understand what you speak to me.
Yeah, but all that film binge watching Telugu films would have already helped,
Already
right?
helped, yeah.
So I also got to know that you are a huge fan of Sandeep Kishan. So where did this?
I'm not a fan, but I appreciate his work. I've seen a lot of his films. This Hemant has told you fan thing. I'm not a fan. I would love to work with him obviously because I think he is fabulous on screen. The way he acts and the way, you know, his eyes are very expressive,
Right.
which I always look for eyes in actors. That's someone like Vinod Soni told me, what you say may be gibberish, but what comes from the eyes is acting. So he has a lot of acting through his eyes. That's what I like about him. And it's not only Sandeep Kishania. I love every actor. I'm a huge Pawan Kalyan fan. I'm a huge Mahesh Babu fan. Come on. I love the way Allu Arjun dances. I danced on one of his tracks and put it up on Facebook saying a tribute to Allu Arjun. So
Oh.
yeah, like
Alright.
it's basically I am, if now since I'm in this industry, I'm like I am a fan. Obviously, I love their work and everything, but at the same time, the fandom is because I want to work with them. Because you know, you have that, you know that, you know, when you see an actor, you know that, you know, you can do something with it. Like
Yeah.
if I first time I met Sai and I interacted with him, I knew that, you know, we could actually work out something. So it's good to experiment with different people, and since it's my first film, I hope I have a long way to go here.
Right.
So I would love to do films with, come on, everybody. Like I want to do everyone, like Pawan Kalyan sir, Nagarjuna sir, Chiranjeevi sir, Mahesh Babu sir, Ram Charan, Allu Arjun, everyone, everybody. So I would love to work. Nani, oh my god, Nani is superb. So yeah.
Right. So Hemant has also told me that you've probably watched films that even I haven't watched. So I'm like really amazed at how you've been following Telugu films at least. So from where did you get that interest? Is
Well-
it because you wanted to act in this industry or?
See, this industry any which ways wasn't planned for me. It was
Okay.
just, you know, out of the blue that it happened. But since initially I was told to watch a few films to get the feel of how Telugu films are. Because obviously there's a little difference between watching a Bollywood film and a Telugu film.
Right.
So I was told to watch a few films, and when I watched them, so I really liked the way it was, you know. So I went on ahead. So I watched Mahesh Babu Garu's Murari. I watched Toli Prema. I watched Khushi. Then I watched Ishq. Nitin's Ishq. I really like Nitin. I watched AA right now, and it was fab. It was
Right.
fabulous. Then I watched so many films, like, you know, I can't even recollect. It's like how I would watch a Bollywood film, I'm watching Telugu films. So even when a film comes on screen, like in the theaters, I make it a point to go and watch it if I'm in Hyderabad or Mumbai, wherever. But yeah, I've watched OK Bangaram, I watched Ella Modlendi. I'm a huge Nitya Menon fan.
Right. So
Yeah.
yesterday you watched
Yes,
Okkamai
Okkamai
Tappa.
Tappa. So I really liked the film. I think that the feel of the film was really nice. It was a different, you know, that you meet on a flyover where you're in a, like a, you know, do or die situation, and how it was basically very it's a psycho thriller, you can say, you know, how he psychologically turns the tables around.
Right.
So I really liked that because that happens very rarely, those kind of concepts.
Right.
So I think it was a fabulous job done. So
Right.
yeah.
So coming back to your film, it's been shot in Meghalaya,
Yeah.
and not many films that have been shot there, at least in Telugu. So how was the whole experience of shooting there? I've also heard you had some crazy experiences.
Oh, amazing. So basically, like you said, very few films have explored that part of, you know, the
Right.
scenery and the visuals and everything. So, you know, we gave it a shot, you know, let's go and let's try it out. And honestly, we should be proud that our country has such beautiful, beautiful places. I mean, you do not need to buy a ticket and go to Switzerland. Like, go to Meghalaya and see it's like you'll be awestruck by the beauty, you know, the waterfalls, the mountains, the peace that is there. And it's very organic. And the weather is mind blowing. Oh my god, we could shoot like we actually used to say, why only, you know, why are we shooting only for 6-7 hours? Let's shoot for 12 hours, you know, we're still with energy.
Right.
Because the climate suits you that well.
Yeah.
And there was this one part, like we were literally, me and Sai were in every nook and corner of every mountain, cliff, waterfall, like seriously. So there was this one thing that we were asked to climb, like a 9-story high waterfall. And since it's a obviously natural thing, so you don't have harnesses. So we had trained people who were trying to pull us up.
Right.
And I'm in this long dress, and I've got these heels on, and it's like there's algae on the stones,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
very slippery. So people are pulling, and 1 foot down, and you're gone. Like you're literally gone. And then we were like 1 point, and we were on top, and it's -2, -4 degrees. And Vinod sir shouts, "Sai, Aditi, jump into the water!" And we were like, "What?" And we jumped into the water, and it was freezing cold, but it was so beautiful to go up there, because you don't actually do that, you know.
Right.
If you go for a vacation, who climbs a waterfall and has, you know, jumps into it?
Right. So what
It
was
was
your mom's
beautiful.
reaction then?
My mom, there was this bridge that you could overlook to the waterfall, and my mom literally, she was like this, "Hi मेरी बच्ची तो गई, आज वो वापस नहीं आ रही, उतारो नीचे, oh mama." So I was like, "Mom, chill." And when I came back, she didn't talk to me for the entire night.
Oh my god.
She was so pissed at me, she did not talk to me for the entire night.
Right. So what was the greatest experience for you for shooting for Guppedantha?
The greatest experience I can say is realizing that I can do so much. I was not aware that I was capable of doing something like this. Like when I gave the scenes and I would watch it on the monitor, or if, you know, Vinod sir would clap and everyone would say, "Oh, you've done a really good job," it was realizing that I can do it. This film has actually been this journey of realization of my capabilities to me. Because obviously starting from a very young age, you know, you're very new and you're very, you know, what do you say, you're very vulnerable to everything.
Right.
So through the journey, when you know that, you know, and then you get it, like, you know, you can do this with your face, you can do that with that emotion. So it was actually very beautiful. The greatest experience is that I knew what I'm capable of as of now. And I got the confidence that I can actually do so much and I can do more than this.
Right.
So that was one of the best experiences of Guppedantha Prema for me.
Right. So what is another genre that would interest you? The next probably.
The next, probably, as I'm sucker for romance, I would obviously
Want.
all-time romantic stories. But I would even want to do, I like biopics. Like, you know, like in Bollywood, you can say like a Mary Com,
Yeah.
or something like that, you know, where it's like you're representing someone's life. Because
Right.
it's very nice. You can go research
Yeah.
how that person is, you get the body language. And other that, I would love to do historical epics. I'm a huge fan, like Bahubali, you can say. It's a beautiful movie. Rudra Mahadevi,
Right.
then Magadira. So all those films are fantabulous. I would obviously want to be, you know, like a warrior princess kind of thing. And yeah, love stories are the all time. Even thrillers I wouldn't mind doing because it's very nice.
Right. So have you
It's
looked
good
at
stuff.
some scripts? What you're gonna do next? Or
Well, I'm waiting.
still waiting?
Still waiting. Because I want to see how people, and I really
Receive
hope that
you.
people, receive me, you know.
Right.
Because this is something which is very genuine. Like I said, I felt everything through the movie. Whatever is being shown is something that I've actually felt. There's nothing ke glycerine dal ke ro liya or something.
Right.
Obviously, we actors use that,
Yeah.
but the emotion is very true
Right.
of what we've done. And since I'm in Hyderabad and I'm loving the city, I'm loving the people,
Right.
and I'm getting very used to, you know, it's very organic and very homely here.
Yeah.
So I'm really, you know, going along with it. I'm liking it here. So I really hope that people, you know, if it feels like home, I want people to perceive me as family.
Right.
You know, take me as family after
Right.
this film.
So,
So I
has
really hope.
Hyderabad become a home away from home?
You
Your
can say
next
that,
home?
yeah. It's like my second home. Actually, it's like a second home to me.
Right.
So it's become my home. People here have become family.
Right.
You know, I know places here, like I stunned Hemant saying that he's like, I live in near Forum Mall. So I was like, ha, near Kukatpalli. And I was like, what? How do you know that? And he was really, I've really.
So how long were you here?
We have been here, the film was shot in a span of 3 to 4 months in obviously schedules. But there were times when I really wanted to stay back because Bombay में ज़्यादा कुछ अगर काम नहीं है तो you know why I didn't want to go back. So I used to stay here, you know, explore the city, go to Charminar, go to Mehndipatnam, Koti, all those places, see it, the Tank Bund. And now I know I'm very familiar with the places like Jubilee Hills, Banjara Hills, and Miapur, Kukatpally.
You
Then
pick up
come
things
to-
quite fast, no? Yeah.
It's like this thing. If I love something, if I'm liking something, I have this key. I get into it. Like I get obsessed with it. So I'll learn everything. I'll do everything.
Right. I forgot to ask you about Navneet, the music
Yeah.
director of the film. He comes from ARR school, so what was the relation like? And I also believe he wrote a note to you. So
Yeah. So well, Navneet sir is, I can say, anyone who can make music like this is actually blessed, because it's not a small thing making such beautiful music. And initially, when I didn't know the language, I only heard the scratch tunes that had come, and I was floored. I was like, "Hey, what is this?" I mean, it's beautiful. Like when you listen to our songs, it's the soul of the film.
right.
And it's even when you hear the lyrics now, you would know that okay, ye hai. But when you watch the film, the lyrics fit so perfectly into each slot after each situation. It's mind blowing, and the way he's worked on the compositions, the lyrics. We have Ganesh Saladi Garu, Vanamali Garu, and Tillu, and everyone doing the lyrics, and it is fabulous. I mean,
Right.
so I am actually feeling very lucky that in a debut film, getting everything on your plate, even though it's a small film, it's very huge for me. Like you could say that I am getting so excited as if I've done like this huge film.
Right.
But it's that huge for me because it's my dream, being on a 70
Right.
and a lot of people's dreams being on a 70 So Navneet sir has done a fantabulous job. When I had gone on this live show with Lobo,
Right.
Hyderabad Express on Ma Music. So he asked me to sing, and we launched our first song, College Anthem, there. So I sang a few lines, and the next morning I get an email from Navneet sir saying that you sang really beautifully, and I wish you all the luck, and everything, and that I hope I'd known that you sang so well before, then we could have done something with your voice.
Right.
So it was very touching, that, and it felt very lucky
Yeah.
that someone's appreciating the person who's made the song.
So would you want to sing for me?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Yeah.
So this is one favorite song called Akash Mein. That's Yellow Yellow. So this is one part of it which I really love. So it's my mom's caller tune also. So it's Akash mein ayushuga chigurinchina itoli prema ha wo wo wo
Wow, you sing really well, man.
Thank you.
And I should also support you and tell Navneet that
Please do
You must
Navneet
make
sir,
this-
next song
yes,
I am singing.
yes, Navneet, please. Yes. So finally, on a parting note, what should the audience expect from this film?
The audience should not expect a film, it's a journey. I am sure that you've had a first love, everyone's had a first love. Work out hua, nahi hua, that's all history. But when you watch this film, I am sure you will remember that first person. That's why we gave it the tagline, The Magic of Toli Prema.
Right.
Because you will remember the first person you fell in love with. This film deals with the purest feelings of that first love. So when you watch the films, we are sure that when you walk out of the theatre, you carry the entire journey back with you. It stays with you, and you walk out with smiling faces, because it's a very genuine, very from the heart film. It's something that you will very easily relate to. So
Right.
it's something that you should watch out for.
Thanks, Aditi. It's such
Thank
a
you so
pleasure to
much.
talk to you, and hope this marks a great debut for you. Good luck.
Thank you so much.